Alright everybody, welcome back to Pokeclicker yet again, and in today's episode we're going to be going over the Gale of Darkness quest in Pokeclicker. But before we do that, we do have a few things to brush up on, mainly that being that there's a Magikarp salesman inside of Magikarp's eye, and I recently realized that I had enough money to buy one of the Magikarp Saucy Violet forms, so I'm going to do that. And speaking of Magikarp, we have enough stuff to go talk to Dr. Splash. And Dr. Splash wants me to defeat 5,000 Pokemon with the Tackle Machine. So we'll have that going in the background. But we can also hop over to the main part of Alola because there is another Alola quest that we have to deal with that deals with Silvally and its type memories. And we need to talk to important people around Ula Ula. Now, if I had to guess, it might be Kahuna Hala here in Iki Town. It seems like he's given us the fighting memory, so let's see if we can talk to the rest of the Kahunas. Olivia is going to give us the rock memory. Kahuna Nanu is going to give us the dark memory. And it looks like Captain Mina is going to give us the fairy memory. Okay, so let's hop back over to the Aether Foundation here in the back where we can talk to Gladion. And we cannot just have the memories, he needs to replicate the memories for our Valley. So we have to capture or hatch a bunch of different types of Pokemon in the meantime. I guess I'll have that going in the background too. Okay, I went ahead and threw in an absolute metric ton of water types, fire types, and grass types, so those will be cooking. But now that we're over here in the Unova region, we can start the quest for Gale of Darkness, which says Team Cypher has returned to Ore, stop their new evil plan. Let's get that accepted, and let's hop on over to the Ore region. Okay, so it wants us to go to Gadian Port to look around for clues, and there's one sailor person here, and apparently a boat has just completely disappeared that no one seems to know where it went, but this place has become orange, so let's see what's over here. You can fight Cypher Peon Naps. Naps is a new character, and they have a Shadow Teddy Ursa for us, which we get to steal from them. And now we have the ability to clear Gadion Port, so let's go to Gadion Port battles where there are Shadow Pokemon that we have not obtained yet. But because my flow is full, I'm going to go over to the Purify Chamber real quick and purify. I guess I didn't purify Absol. I thought I had purified everything. But as you can see, the amount of flow that I needed to purify a Pokemon has gone up very high because I purified everything, or at least I thought I had purified everything that I could get up to that point. But let's start chugging through these Gadion Port battles. Shadow Ladybug is a new face. Shadow Poochyena is another new face. A bunch of old Pokemon got some new shadows. Alright, with all those chests, we'll be able to fight the boss who uses a singular Shadow Zangoose, which was actually able to stand up to our blows a little bit there. Even if it was for only 3 hits, which I'm pretty impressed by, honestly. And the Shadow guy's not there, so that means that we caught all of the Shadow Pokemon that were here. But now we can go to Kaminko's Manor, and we can fight Chobin. As you were named rather unfortunately there, bud. But Chobin does not seem to be a bad person. They just seem to be some kind of butler, I think. Let's talk to Chobin a little bit. Apparently, Chobin knows Dr. Chaminko, and we need to go speak with good old Grandpa Egon over here at the Relic Stone. But now we're being sent up to Mount Battle? We are being sent back to Mount Battle, okay. Well, let's reestablish our dominance over this place. There's no new Shadow Pokemon for us to get here, so I'm just going to try and go through this as quickly as possible. And that's going to be a clear after Shadow Entei. Apparently the Cypher Lab has been reactivated. Wait, where the heck was the Cypher Lab? Okay, here's the Cypher Lab. The Cypher Lab has a new person here, but it also has new Shadow Pokemon, so let's see what we can find inside. Okay, the new boss's name is Loverina, who uses a Shadow Delcatty, which is now ours. There is another Shadow Pokemon here, so I'm going to be kind of thorough and clear the entire place out and see if I can find that Shadow Pokemon, and I'll let you know if I find it. Ooh, okay, this guy's got 6 Pokemon. It might be this guy who has the new one. Yeah, Shadow Seedot. There we go. Oh, and Shadow Shroomish right there at the end. Okay, I was about to leave, and we're probably not gonna win this one. Oh, but there's another Shadow Pokemon in there. Well, guess I'm back to it. Ah, thank goodness it was a Shadow Nomol. And hopefully that was the only one that I needed, because I've just cleared through this like 8 times. Never mind, there's still one more. Well, you know, I don't gotta worry about that for now. Cypher Admin Love Arena. Okay, it sounds like Professor Crane is not here. Did we come here looking for Professor Crane? I'm not entirely sure, but Pyrite Town is apparently something's going on in Pyrite Town. Okay, after beating through everybody in Pyrite Town, Marcia is reporting that Team Cypher has returned, and there's something about a dance machine. I guess that would be Mirror B. And Mirror B has their own little overworld avatar that we get to fight. And this time they're using Shadow Voltorb, it seems like, and we take their Shadow Voltorb from them. And now they want us to go to Pyrite Building, where there's become more Shadow Pokemon available. And Vulpix has to be one of those new Shadow Pokemon. Hopefully that's the only one. I'm gonna cope a little bit. Hope that I don't have that much work to do after this. And let's... Oop, I'm experiencing a little bit of a lag spike here. Let's fight Cypher Commander Exil, who uses a Shadow Mawile. That's a nice one to have because Mawile has a Mega Evolution. So once we purify it, we can have a higher multiplier on it. Speaking of purifying, let's do that now. Actually, with Mawile. Why not? And now we get to talk with Cypher Commander Exil, and they're going to Fennec. Where's Fennec again? Fennec was this starter city for the original game, and Fennec City battles is a bit crazy. There's a lot of grunts here. So many grunts. Hopefully the grunts use some kind of new Shadow Pokemon that I'll get to see. I might end up lagging over it. I do have the ability to see where the boss is right now, but I'm gonna try clearing out these trainers to see if we find any extra Shadow Pokemon while we're here. And I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's just go on to fight Mirror B Peon Trudley. We actually need to do that 10 times, so I'll be back once I finish doing that 10 times. Okay, so I have gotten all of the Shadow Pokemon from the previous areas and beat through the Fennec City battles 10 times, and now it wants me to track down the new boss at the Fennec Stadium, which has now unlocked even more Shadow Pokemon for us to get. So let's have a look-see to see what's around. Hopefully Spearow is the only one. We found the boss fight fairly early on, but again, I'm gonna sniff around to see what else we can get. Ooh, there's Shadow Grimer here. Alright, we're running out of time, so I'm just gonna make sure that we can clear through this. Shadow Lunatown is interesting. But even after catching those 3 new shadows, there's still more new shadows, but I'm not gonna worry about that for now. Let's talk to Cypher Admin Snaddle. He is... I don't know what this guy's about at all. I'm just gonna be honest. Let's talk to Mayor Trest, who appears to be the mayor that has replaced the old evil one. And now let's head on over to the port, not that port, this port. And Mr. Verich, and apparently the SS Libra is around here somewhere, and Kaminko's manner just changed. It says to talk to Chobin, but I only have options to talk to just Dr. Kaminko. It seems like we get to fight Chobin again now, and he's got a Groudon mech? Yeah, Chobin's got a Groudon mech for exploring the desert. And now you have to go to the wreck of the SS Libra. It's all the way out here in the desert. Not sure what this is doing here, but let's get into another fight. Alright, after winning that fight, we now get to search for clues. We found some luxury balls in the SS Libra. And now we get to fight Zook. Again, question mark? I feel like that's a bit... I'm having a hard time paying attention, not being honest. And Mirror B is at the outskirts stand and is using a Shadow Nose Pass. Well, at least we got a new Shadow Pokemon out of this one. Okay, and now they want me to fight through the Snag'em hideout because we were just given some clues that more Shadow Pokemon are coming out of here. Okay, after beating through the Snag'em hideout, we have found a key to the Cypher Key layer, which is just behind the normal area. And what the heck is that guy? Okay, well this is a pretty big area. And it doesn't seem like that there's a ladder in here. And everything in here has a lot of health. And it also seems like there's a bunch of shadows that we don't have yet. Alright, and Cypher Admin Gorrigan is using a Shadow Primeape and a Shadow Hypno. And with that, we have rescued Professor Crane. So let's head back over to the Pokemon HQ lab. And Professor Crane gives us a Master Ball, which is quite nice. But now we're being told that a bunch of people are being kidnapped on Citadark Isle, which is probably the most evil name I've ever heard in all of Pokemon. But let's go ahead and sniff around a little bit. Oh, we got Shadow Hitmonlee and Shadow Lickitung, Shadow Scyther, and Shadow Chansey. Wow, there's a lot in here. Shadow Rapidash, Shadow Magcargo. This is gonna take so long to purify all these guys. Oh my gosh. Hitmonchan, Magmar, Pinsir, Kangaskhan, Benetti. And evidently I did not find enough chests in this big area, so I'm gonna have to do this again. Shadow Golduck, Shadow Sableye. Alright, yet again, I don't think I'm gonna be able to clear through this, even though I have 12 million attack. Oh, well, here's where all the chests were hiding. Oh, Shadow Dodrio is a new trainer, and Shadow Raticate. Okay, we're gonna finally be able to challenge Love Arena this time, and we get the Shadow Farfetch'd and the Shadow Altaria. Alright, and with this, I will have defeated Citadark Isle 10 times. So now I get to go to the top where there's a dome, and I get to fight that guy. Oh, we immediately found the boss fight in a Shadow Lugia, and it only used a Great Ball for some reason? Oh, I guess Shadow Lugia is a new Pokemon and not a new Shadow Pokemon. Well, shucks. But beating this guy one time seemed to have completed the side quest. And now we have access to the Ore Coliseum, which allows us to rebattle every trainer from the game so far. Or at least in Gale of Darkness. So I'm just gonna sit here and take on this massive challenge. Oh, Regirock and Regice are kind of neat. Alright, this guy has a bit of a Gen 1 theme except for his Sceptile, but I guess at this point there's only like 4 gens. So technically having like 3 Pokemon in my head is having a Gen 1 theme, even though that makes some sense. See, this guy had like a Gen 1 theme too, except for Metagross. Okay, the Cypher Admin Eldies guy literally had like 5 new shadows on his team. Now that I'm redoing the Citadark Isle Dome, and a lot of them are really good. Ardos has got 3 new ones for me. Okay, this time Greevil is using a bunch of Pokemon that are instantly being caught by all my Master Balls. So I hope you caught all that. Okay, there we go. This time I was able to Master Ball Shadow Lugia on the run through. And now we have Shadow XD001. Oh, that's the name of the game, XD. Well, not the 001 part, but you get what I mean. And it seems like with that, there has been more Shadow Pokemon appearing in previous places. Maybe just Gadian Port, actually. I didn't have all the ones in Fennec City and Cypher Key Lair. And I really don't plan to, if I'm being honest. But right at the end, we got a bunch of good Shadow Pokemon, like Pinsir, and the legendary birds. And, oh, we can just purify Lugia right now. What does purifying the Lugia do? Okay, it looks like we have both Lugia and the Shadow Lugia, but the Shadow Lugia is just now purified. So I guess he's like neutral evil now. But yeah, that does appear to be the end of what the Ore region has to offer. And I liked it. I thought some of it was good. I really don't get why they did the Purified Chamber the way that they did. Because I haven't played either of the Coliseum games, but I do know that there is an item in the Coliseum games that just allows you to purify a Pokemon. And it really stinks that they introduce a lot of the Pokemon that you would actually want to purify way later on. As you saw there at the end, there was just so many final evolutions like Salamence. So many final evolutions that I would rather have not wasted my time purifying all the babies and then gotten to all the good stuff, and now it costs so much flow in order to purify. Other than that, I think it seems neat. So before we end the episode, there is a few more things that I want to do. Mainly, it being that it is Christmas, so there is currently some Christmas things going on. One of them being this Santa Jinx band. It seems like now if we head on over to the routes, they might have become a roaming. So I'm going to try and beat through the... Oh, well, there's a Santa Jinx. And whenever we caught the Santa Jinx, it also gave me an eye. Okay, it seems like whenever we defeat a Santa Jinx in the wild, it gives you a random item or a currency. So that's pretty neat. Hey, there's Mew. So it might be worth it to... in order to grind diamonds a little bit, just to go into this route and then spam it with Great Balls to see how many Santa Jinxes you can catch. I don't know how long this event is going to be going on for until the Christmas event is over, but you can do that. I can also go back and talk to Actually, no, I don't need to talk to Gladian. I just need to look for memories. Let's go to Brooklet Hill and talk to Captain Lana. And we need to buy the water memory, which is rather expensive, but I guess I'll pay for it. And let's head over to Lush Jungle, where we can talk to Captain Mallow, and Captain Mallow also wants me to trade a lot of my money for the grass memory. I'm assuming Kiawe is also going to stiff me here with the bill. Kiawe, do you want something that I have? You want something that I do not have. Hold on. Alright, looks like I found enough money in between the couch cushions in order to pay Captain Kiawe for the disc. Great. Moving on, we get to talk to Sophocles, and Sophocles, I know that you would just give me the disc because we're friends, right? You're just gonna give me the disc because we're friends, right? Alright, well, if it's for a good cause, I'll loan you some money. Just one time. But who the heck is this veteran Aristo? Now I'm being held up by people that I don't even know. This is just highway robbery at this point. Alright, veteran Artuzo wants 5,000 diamonds for the ice memory. Sure. Alright, you wanted me to search for the ground memory, an isolated ground, which was a Zegitor Island. And now Hapu wants me to trade it for all these farming points. Well, that's a pretty good deal, Hapu. I guess I'll have to take it. Now we can go back to Gladian with our wallet a little bit lighter. Kind of. And Gladian is not compensating me, which is the only thing I'm reading out of this sentence. But we now have access to the memory replicator, which has types that I haven't even obtained yet. Did I do? Wait, no. These are all the types that I've already obtained from fighting through ground. And I contain at least one of every one of them. I might as well get one of every one of them. Oh, but they all increase in price whenever you buy one. I guess the first one is free, question mark? I'll try buying a second one to see if it goes up again, but I'm assuming the first one is basically free, but if you want more EVs after this, then it's going to cost you a little bit extra. Let's try water, because I have a lot of water. I can't tell if the game is lagging or if nothing is happening. Well, my gems are definitely going down, which means that I'm purchasing it and pretty much wasting them. So yeah, it's a one-time 1,000 gem cost, and then you get a bunch more. I'm assuming by doing this you unlock the rest of the memories. So I'll probably do that off screen later. But I am now finally able to wrap up the Magikarp questline by talking to Dr. Splash, and Dr. Splash gave me a saucy blue Magikarp, which I did not have before, which is a pretty decent finisher if I hadn't already beaten through the entire Magikarp jump region. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we will be doing a few more things. We'll have one major thing in Galar that they added in the last update, and then a few little things around the map just to kind of tie it all up in a nice bow. And then I think the next episode is going to be the actual final episode of Pokeclicker. I know that might sound crazy considering that we had the final episode like 10 episodes ago, but this is going to be the finale of it's kind of like the finale of season 2. I consider like the end of season 1, like at the end. It was at the end of Alola, because it was the entire way through Kanto, through Alola, that I beat legitimately. And then it was after Alola, whenever I started Galar, that I started using save editing because I didn't have enough time. But I do think the next episode is going to be the end of Season 2 and the end of the series as a whole, because I have a brand new series coming out, which I had mentioned previously in a Pokeclicker Let's Play, where I wanted to move into next, and now there is a game that fulfills the role, where previously I was kind of in the dark, but I know what the next uploaded series is going to be 100% now. It will probably come out, but in between this episode of Pokeclicker and the finale, the true finale. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, maybe consider leaving a like on the video and even consider subscribing, because both of those things help me out an absolute ton. I'm trying to hit 700 subscribers before my 3-year anniversary, which is less than a month away, and we're super close to hitting that milestone, which I'm super happy about. But if you want to throw another subscriber on top of the pile, that would be very appreciative. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.